Welcome to Your Known Unknown, where Source and I will help to shed light on what's unknown to you. Good morning, good day, good reality. Once all the trucks leave. We're going to pull some cards for you today to see what kind of messages, see what kind of energies want to be seen, want to be known about, want to be connected with. How do we create a relationship with our reality? How do we create a healthy relationship with our reality? How do we be spirit, right? Angels, spirits, guides, ancestors, universe, source, divine creator. How do we be? Show us what we need to see. So we're going to pull a few cards, see what's coming down the line. If any of this message resonates with you, if you like the content, if you find a message, find it useful, or just find pure entertainment out of this, engage with the video so it may reach those who need its message. I would greatly appreciate it. So anyways, without further ado, let's get to it, let's into it, and let's pull some cards for you today. We're going to pull some cards right now for the energies of Pingala, your masculine, your divine masculine. Today we're going to learn how to balance. We're going to see what energies each individual aspect of ourselves want. Our masculine, our feminine, and then ultimately self, right? And we're going to try to do it all within a 30-minute window. It's funny. I pulled cards yesterday in my last video, and the Knight of Cups came out. It was the Son of Cups reversed, and today... Do you want these to be reversed, you guys? Wow. So today, your masculine, your divine masculine, Pingala, the external, the sun, the soul, the dew, the one that creates the successful space for your feminine to create, to embody, to embellish, right? To be, right? The masculine is the is, and she is the it, so to say. In the most basic of terminologies, but we have the Knight of Cups, we have the King of Cups, supportive energy. You are giving a lot of attention, whether aware of it or not, into your divine masculine. Your divine masculine is extremely flourishing, extremely utilized. Whether listened to and paid attention to, that's different. Whether he's acknowledged, that's different. And we all have both of these energies within us, all dominant. Me, particularly, I have been a more feminine dominant energy my whole life. Divinely feminine dominant energy. I have lived more in my artistic flow. I have lived more in my emotions. I have lived more in my belief of connectivity to my intuition. I have in my life. Then there are aspects where back in the day, my toxic masculine, I would work, and I was a workhorse, But I had the lifestyles very separate. I'd go home, I'd create, I'd be artsy, I'd make music. I'd wake up, I would hate going to work. It would make me nauseous, 4:44 on the clock. I'd get sick with anxiety every morning going to work, but I knew as soon as I started working my body out, that hangover would go away or something, or I'd wake up, or I'd move through the pain somehow, the grossness, whatever. Nowadays, we're talking like 5, 6 years later, 7 years later, down this journey of tarot and stuff, self-exploration, self-development. I love my masculine. We have created a non-toxic relationship that benefits, that is utilized, that is listened to, and that is nurtured. I make sure to take care of myself the day before I have to go to work. I find that to be the responsible thing to do, and as we get older, our bodies can't take the same shit that our minds used to put in it, you know? So we had to grow up. And through growing up, we really embodied the light side of our masculine. We know what our responsibilities are, and we don't give more than that, knowing that we always leave a little slack for someone else to lean on if they need some help, or if a job has to get done, or something like that. Maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's discipline, maybe it's self. Either way, we love it and we work with it. And you're somebody who is really sitting in unemotional fountain, like a wealth, a geyser even. You know how to get stuff done. You know how to create a successful place for yourself. And I'm gonna kind of, I don't know, I don't want to put this in the future yet. Let's see what she has to say real quick. Thank you. Ida, show us the way. Show us what we're feeling. Thank you. Damn it. It was the Hanged Man. Come on, Spirit. Thank you. Sorry. Is this self to Ida? Ida to self? Your divine feminine aches right now with tormented past thoughts, but she's still giving. She's giving her best. She's giving the absolute best, which means you might be sitting, you're sitting in a place of your waiting period. You're in a transitional period of self to self, where the healing that you've been doing, it is working. And in my most recent past videos, we've been kind of catching on to the energy of put in some hard effort now for a very small reward soon, but a much larger one that adds up later. Kind of seems to be the relevance of reality of the cards lately. So she's saying we're trying really hard to look at things from different points of view. We're trying really hard to embody a little bit of that yang energy into my yin energy. We're trying to put that little dot inside of the big portion of our yins and yangs, right? We're trying to find the light in the darkness and the darkness in the light. She's looking at every possible aspect that can be honoring and authentic and flourishing. It's kind of like we know that we feel like that unfulfillment is there somewhere, and it's Ida. It's your feminine. She wants to flourish. We're very good at setting up successful environments for those around us, for our purpose in every day. But when we go home and we have projects sitting on the table and we distract ourselves with dinner, routine dinner, movies, Netflix, whatever, distractions, not checking on your stuff, not writing out schedule for how the week's gonna go, a plan that you would like to dream about, that you would like to know, like, hey, if I accomplish this plan, these 2-3 things throughout the week, I'll be one step closer to starting my own business or something like that. The course action is in progress. The progress is not really quite, it's recognized, but it's not tangible. It's not complete by any means. And so you're in a transitional journey right now where she's looking at these different outlets that he is lovingly trying to provide. You are learning to love yourself. You are learning to adequately utilize and create a healthy relationship with your energies. 11:11 on the clock. Your energies are the best. You're looking for new ways to allow them to speak through. You're sitting in silence. You're doing the introspective work. You are definitely not being distracted in the ways you've been distracted in your life. Not by nearly as many people, not by nearly as much chaos. It's very, very different, and it's very real and practical and working for you. But everything takes some time to unfold, and you have a journey, a story to experience, and that story is yours alone. The cards are saying, she's like, that's not working. Nope, that's not working. Like, Pingala is sitting over there. I love how I can create them like Jack and Jill, Pingala's sitting over here, and he's going, look, you wanted milk, I built you a stable. You want goats? And she's like, let's try goats. And then you try goats, you're like, I don't fucking like goats. Okay, let's try cows. I don't like cows. And then she goes, maybe I don't want milk. And he goes, okay, what would you like? And she goes, I don't know. And he goes, okay, well, let me think about this and help you think about this, because we're sharing the same vessel, one person. This one person is the observer. He is the doer, or she is the doer, or whoever you are. And we have to work with him or her. So, Ida, we need to kind of figure out a fun, passionate balance so we can both flourish. And she goes, I know, I just don't know what that'll be. And he goes, I know, I love and support you regardless what decisions we make together. Unconditional. He's unconditionally loving and giving every chance and opportunity for her to find a form of success and well-being that is expressive through emotional intelligence, through the arts, through the feelings, through the things that can implement emotions into others in this reality that are affected others. Music, art, beauty, play, dance, creation, femininity, right? And it really is quite a loving relationship. It's kind of like your divine masculine is really trying so hard to set up a support system for her to be able to flourish and grow. So for me, it's a Tuesday today. That means a work day, another routine work day. And that is fine, because we love and have a good relationship with our masculine. We know we can get the day done. We do know that we're creating and working in an establishment that is ultimately cultivating somebody else's dream. But in return, in the most basic of senses, I'm utilizing their dream as my stepping stone for my own dream as well. I can use the money I earn here from today to bootstrap into my own hobbies and passions, to bootstrap my way into success, to try really hard to understand all this and make whatever I'm trying to create to be authentically mine. 14:44 on the clock. Mine. And you have the exact same ability. Whether you see it or not, whether you believe it or not, or know it or not, you have the exact same ability to create your own dreams. And every bit of this saying, every bit of this reading is saying that what's working for you is the external. What is trying its damnedest right now to work for you is all internal. So if you can sit with yourself throughout your routine days, if you can take those nice vagus breath releasing, those stimulating breaths, those conscious deep breaths to really ground yourself in some moments throughout the day, if you can practice to the most minute level how to rewrite neural pathways, brush your teeth with the other hand, listen to a favorite song in the morning, go touch nature, all this stuff that is seemingly so just mundane and woo-woo, but beautiful, and we love it, and it's simple. Who doesn't like going out to the woods and looking at nature, especially when you live in town? It's great. And if you feel a pull away from that, well, there's something in your psyche, not your energies, but your psyche, that is against nature, and maybe you would enjoy finding a form of nature that works for you. Maybe you don't like the woods and hiking. Maybe you like deserts and canoeing. Try to go do that. If you're in the middle of America and you can't see a coastline, well, take the extra effort to go make it to a coastline. Give yourself something that you're not giving yourself that is healthy, progressive, natural, positive, blah, 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 high vibration, whatever you want to say. Give yourself something. Give her anything and everything that she desires. Because the more experiences you experience, the more things you know and get to understand that you don't want to experience in this reality, that aren't so fulfilling, that aren't the direction that you're doing, you fizzle out of the inspiration and ambition. Those are things that now you don't want. That's really all mastery is. It's not, I'm going to figure out what I want. There's infinite amounts of things that you can do, right? So why don't you, instead of trying to find the needle in the haystack, why don't we try removing the hay and the needle will show up? Try removing the hay first. I don't want that one. That's not a needle. Nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it either. Nope, that's not it. Do you see how much more efficient that can be at finding the needle in the haystack, as opposed to somebody else who goes, my job's to find the needle in the haystack, I'm diving in. And you're like, damn. Unless they got a magnet, I don't know how they're going to find that so fast, Whereas you grab some hay, you shake it out, you don't see a needle, you throw the hay out, right? That's kind of the philosophy I started to dive into my spiritual awakenings in life and my conscious understandings. Back when I was just kind of rambunctious and reckless, and I go, Spirit, we're connected. Throw me to the wolves. I want to advance and grow. And they're like, oh, he wished it. You better throw that star his way hard. And then we had to go through a lot of chaos and a lot of learning and a lot of shit like that. But that philosophy that I had back then was the exact same right now. If I want to know what my needle in a haystack is, the most effective and efficient way I can fathom doing that, and the Spirit wants to gift me some miraculously quantum magnet to find my own needle in a haystack, but my quickest way would be removing the hay, figuring out what I don't want to do first, to then kind of fine tune a path of knowing, oh, I want to go down this field. It really helps you whittle down the options. I don't want to be an accountant. I don't want to be a sewage plant worker. I don't want to be retail. I don't want to be these things anymore. These things that I used to be really good at, and I am still really good at, they're not for us anymore. And when I say us, I mean me and my masculine, my feminine. Ultimately, the three of us, the triad of that, create higher self-understanding, which the quadrality of that create the higher self-consciousness all around, all connected through the quantum field. We're all one. So the more I balance self, the better off everybody else is around me, right? And that's that Knight of Cups coming through. You see how much I want to fight for everybody else's advancement just by working on self. I know that it's possible, capable, and achievable because I've seen it. The more in life I learned and listened divinely to my masculine, how to pull my head out of my ass, I started to pull my head out of my ass. And what was interesting was, to some degree, I started watching the connective energies and relationships and people around me. They started to pull their head out of their ass a little bit too. And they started to become happier and easier to be around. Maybe that's my own emotional discipline and understanding, my own emotional intelligence. I don't really know. I don't really care. Why? Because I'm not them and they're not me. I love them. They're not me. You know? So, a little bit of a tangent there. But I'm just trying to allow you the space to sit with the importance of harmonizing your yin and your yang, your left, your right hemispheres of reality, your masculine, your feminine, because balancing is the name of the game. Then calibrating your mindset to be aware and to resonate with that, that's the kicker, that's the keeper to it, that's the glue that kind of holds it all together. So if you can perceive tangibly, really, your reality shifting, and within and without yourself, with outside of yourself, you, human being, get the opportunity to understand really what balancing is, seeing it sensibly with your real physical senses. Like, oh, this is kind of what balancing is. This is what that guy was saying. This is what balance is. My mind feels uncomfortable with this, and I can feel that we're going to slip back into some kind of pattern. I pray not to. Give me the strength and courage to make it through the days with the strength of your divine will, please, Spirit. But nonetheless, I know now what I'm working for. I know what the needle I'm searching for looks like. Maybe it's got a hook. Maybe it's a big one. They never told you what your needle in a haystack looks like. They just told you there's a needle in there and a haystack. Now, from literature, learning, growth, program, blah, 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 you think that a needle is a tiny little silver thing, very difficult to find, could be shiny, could be rusty, could whatever, with a little hole on the top for thread. You think that a needle looks like this? Well, there's a lot of different kinds of needles, syringes, crochet needles, crochet hooks. I'm sure that there are extraction needles. I'm sure that there are different. Maybe they said a needle in a haystack and it's a fish hook and they just call that a needle because I don't know why. Who knows? It's up to you to discern and figure that out on your own. I didn't want to make it too confusing for me, so mine's just pretty much a generic needle, and I find that that's pretty difficult to find already in a haystack. So we solidified that, crystallized that, accepted that, and that is our journey of metaphorical progress. I'm just gonna say the mind is fucked, man. It is just the most crazy thing to fathom. It's so difficult to comprehend. I love it. The biggest challenge in the world is, how does my mind, my brain, my thoughts, my feelings, my nervous system, how are they influencing? How is this controller of a game that I am? How are these buttons looking like this? How do you have buttons on buttons, you know? We're just trying to visualize a controller all the time. That controller is us, and it is played with both hands. And if you have a sprain in one hand, it's going to function a lot worse than if you had two working really good hands, right? If you had two really good working energy centers, Ida and Pingala, masculine, feminine, your left path, your right path, your beliefs, your internal, external, all of it. It sounds like a lot, but it's really not. It's really not. It just seems like it because emotions are loud and we're so stuck in this fine sight of seeing what reality is, what our journeys are, what our paths are. We're told it, we believed it, because we weren't told that every other option, every other piece of hay that you're picking up is still a divine piece of the universe, and each one is unique, whether it's what you're looking for or not. That was a beautiful fucking experience. Throw it aside, let it go. It's not the one you're looking for, but thank God I had the left and right hands of myself to be able to hold this hay, sift through it, watch it go through the sunlight down. Man, it's just really pretty. It's like stars, fireworks, confetti, you know, like play with it. Who cares where it goes? If it gets itchy, you can't breathe, you know, you got allergies. Bullshit, human excuses. We're talking metaphors. So don't cut yourself too short with already limiting yourself to, I don't like hay, I don't like this analogy. When really it's like, who the fuck cares? You're you. Doesn't have to be a needle in a haystack. You could be trying to find a fishing hook in a pond. You can be trying to find Waldo. Where's your Waldo? Well, they're both right here. And your masculine Waldo is doing really well, flourishing. Your feminine Waldo is a little lost. A little lost. Happy, she's courageous, she's working, she's honored, but a little lost and trying to succeed. So that's great. We're all just progressing. You haven't hit a goal line yet, so that's perfect. You don't have to worry about moving your goal line forward. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. You just be today and enjoy and appreciate and honor. Maybe eat some good healing herbs that help honor a more sacred, intuitive side of you, that help honor your emotional clarity, stuff like that. There's so many options. Your masculine is constantly looking for a new way to balance and constantly trying very, very hard to keep this divinely guided relationship, marriage balanced. So that's great. That also means that, hey, maybe when it's time to go home and you're off of work, you should try nurturing your masculine a little more. Give him a little bit more leeway, because he's a little overcompensating right now, okay? So you want to maybe look into some good things that would bring her up and some good things that will calm him down. Not lower the gung-ho attitude. You know, we don't want to drain him. We want to comfort, allow him to relax when it's time to relax, because today it's sunny outside, it's daytime. That means it's his time to shine. You know, the doer, go to work, get your day done. While you're doing it, understand how you feel. Nurture your nervous system. That's where she likes to sit. Give her good foods. Steam some vegetables. Drink a good organic smoothie. Change your bad habits a little bit more today. Discipline yourself a little bit more today. Not fully, just a little. Four of Wands coming out. There is a structured well-being coming through. It will come through. Success is prevalent, and it's more like it's not, I succeeded, I graduated, not like that. It's like, look at this. Look at what we're doing. This is working really well, and that's very good. This is coming in. This is an energy for today, so maybe closer to the end of your day today, you're going to be finding some sort of accomplishment, some sort of ease of mind from all of this, from this morning. So, it's a beautiful, beautiful message. Keep balancing, keep happy, keep aware, and don't let what you find out through your awareness spew out into the rest of the world with bad context and intentions. And if it does, be accountable and reel it back in. That's it. And you'll feel proud of yourself day in and day out. So, thank you. Thank you. We are complete. We are complete with the message. I'm going to take a deep breath and disconnect from this channel for this morning, for the rest of the day. You can join me if you would like. Easy. It's practical, it's functional, and it's beautiful, and it helps. That's all we're trying to do. Like I said, if any of this resonates with you, you like the message, you feel its call to you, engage with the video. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know you enjoy it. Let other people know, hey, this is kind of interesting. You know, maybe not everything I say is on point, but maybe I say some cool stuff. I don't know. But we ain't quitting anytime soon. So with that, I hope you have a beautiful day. I hope the sun shines brightly on your reality and illuminates every step of your path with confidence, faith, and love, unconditionally. Like I said, we are complete. Thank you so much for receiving me. Thank you just for being you. And I love you. And until next time.